No, look, there's I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented
Yeah.
fighter, but he just win uh, one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy.
But I'm gonna go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turkey's hand.
It's two things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back.
Canelo Alvarez reacts to Terence Crawford's knockouts with respect for his craft. He admits Crawford's performance against Errol Spence was outstanding, making a tough fight look almost effortless. Still, Canelo notes that Spence is the only major name Crawford has defeated, leaving questions about the rest of his resume. Looking forward, Canelo says the truth will be revealed when they finally clash in the ring, keeping fans on edge with anticipation.
Tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, there's I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy but I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing. We'll see.
Canelo hints that he already has a read on Crawford's style and methods, showing clear confidence in his preparation. With a smirk, he adds that Turkey Alashik will be very unhappy on fight night, since he'll be in Crawford's corner. This adds a personal edge to the showdown, making the stakes even higher.
To do about it come fight night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
Canelo's choice to bring in Jaron Ennis for sparring is seen as a masterstroke. Analyst Johnny Ortiz explains that Ennis mirrors Terence Crawford's frame and fighting approach better than anyone else, making him the ideal partner. This allows Canelo to study Crawford's rhythm and advantages in real time while fine-tuning his timing and defense. Meanwhile, Ennis gains valuable experience training with a veteran like Canelo, creating a rare win-win setup. Ortiz calls it one of the smartest moves of this camp.
Makes sense, and it's definitely a good experience for both. Eddie Reynoso and Canelo, shout out to them because now it shows that they serious with a real game plan, and Boots is, to me, everybody's a perfect opponent. I wouldn't say opponent, perfect sparring partner to have to replicate Crawford because they both switch hitters and stuff like that, and they got dog in them and reflexes for sure. So it shows Canelo serious, and on Boots' end, to be able to spar a Hall of Famer, top tier guy, it gave him great experience, and you could tell he really wants it. It's a sport where Boots is getting an opportunity to spar a Hall of Famer. Who cares? And in reality, what the fuck loyalty does Boots owe to Crawford when it comes to the sport of boxing? I mean, Crawford didn't do shit even back while Boots was trying to get his opportunity when it was Spence and Crawford. Every time Boots' name got mentioned, you heard the Bud Clowns be like, oh, yeah, he don't deserve it. Oh, who did he fight? Oh, who this and that, man? I ain't trying to hear that shit. It's like it's different shit that you need to be woke up outside of boxing. Boxing is a sport. There's shit that we need to really come together. I didn't see y'all come together like 5 years. The Bud Clowns, because it's real fans, the Bud Clowns is bashing PBC. Everything Boots, when you bring up Boots' name, putting him down, I didn't hear like, oh yeah, instead of fighting Canelo or fighting this person, he should fight Boots.
Jose Benavidez stresses how valuable Canelo's decision is to use Jaron Boots Ennis in sparring. According to him, Ennis shares Crawford's physique, movements, and style, giving Canelo a close look at what he'll face on fight night. Benavidez also believes Crawford's smaller size, compared to Canelo, will matter in the ring. For him, training with a strong and stylistically similar partner not only boosts Canelo's confidence, but makes him feel he already holds the upper hand before the first bell.
Maybe a little bit more confidence that he is sparring somebody really good, and is a really good fighter. And I think that would be a good motivation, for Canelo Alvarez. I just think that Crawford is too small for Canelo. I think Canelo's too big for Crawford. But in my opinion, I think if Crawford could maybe just get out, tap, hook, get out, maybe once in a while throw a straight punch and just win by points and use his legs, I think I see him winning by decision. But if he tries to exchange with Canelo Alvarez, I think he's going to make a mistake and he's going to get hit with one shot and maybe he can get hurt. And that would change the whole fight, But I think he's faster. Crawford is faster, and a straight punch, get out, Don't stay there to throw or try to trade with Canelo Alvarez.
Okay, fair to say. Fair to say. Now, do you feel like when it comes down to the demeanor of making that decision of bringing it in, does it show that he's taking this camp perhaps a little bit more serious than others? I mean, what do you think about just the move per se?
It's very difficult to say. He's never brought anybody really good to his camp until this time. Maybe he's lacking enough of confidence, or maybe he just wants to use them to trick the people. Or, I mean, it's very awkward and very funny that he brought Ennis to his camp. So, but at the end of the day, they know what they're doing, and we got to respect that. And I think
Boxing's global demand has entered a new era, with streaming platforms shattering records. The Netflix blockbuster between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson pulled an incredible 65 million viewers, become the most watched fight ever. That event proved combat sports can exceed all expectations. Now, the clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford has the potential to go even further. This isn't just about two stars fighting. It's about creating history on a global stage. Fans worldwide are waiting to see if this bout can surpass the Jake versus Mike spectacle.
Of a time, 65 million people were watching that fight, which is crazy, hence why it broke Netflix servers. I do wonder what this does. I think it does around 10 to 15, which is still an incredible number. The problem with these two, and I was saying this morning actually to Gareth A. Davis, like, there's no antagonizer here, is there? No one is willing to play the role of the bad guy, the heel, the bully. And you almost need that a little bit. Like Jake Paul was actually quite smart in the way in which he promoted the Tyson fight. Obviously, look, it's Mike Tyson. But it was promoted so well where Jake was willing to be the guy that, I'm going to fuck up the greatest fighter of all time. He was willing to kind of say all those things and play that role. So people almost tuned in to see him get chinned as well. Neither of these guys are playing that role. Neither of these guys, I don't think, have crossed over massively to non-boxing fans. I mean, to us, they're like gods. But to non-boxing fans, I do wonder how much people know them.
Terence Crawford has never been one to shy away from challenges, and his preparation for Canelo reflects careful strategy. Crawford acknowledges the hurdles of facing bigger opponents, but insists there are solutions. His first tactic is forcing larger fighters backward, something they hate since they usually dictate the pace by moving forward.
That you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You can either try to push them back, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back, so it kind of fucks them up in the head, Yeah. Or you can just box them because some of them just slower than others because they got flat feet, and they just looking to load up on certain shots.
Now, Crawford's definitely right here. There's 2 ways to beat a pressure fighter like Canelo. Either you put the pressure back on him, which is where guys like Triple G and Bivol had success, or you use your superior skills and footwork on the outside, which is how Floyd Mayweather won. Now, Crawford, he can't use the pressure approach because he's not as physically dominant as guys like Golovkin or Bivol. Bud is a welterweight or junior middleweight jumping up. He doesn't have the size to push Canelo back. Now, the outside boxing approach, that is definitely Crawford's best chance against Canelo.
Breaking that rhythm is key, His second strategy is draining stamina and capitalizing on flat-footedness, a weakness common among naturally bigger men. Crawford's deep understanding of these tactics shows his high fight IQ. He knows victory requires more than grit. It demands turning disadvantages into strengths. His camp has revolved around these ideas, sharpening both conditioning and precision for the greatest test of his career.
At times, we saw that in the Skull fight, and he does load up on single shots now. But at the same time, Crawford is not the same pure boxer that Floyd Mayweather was. Mayweather rarely got hit in that shell, and his form of countering, a pull counter, for example, was, I'm not going to get touched, and then I'll make you pay. Whereas Crawford's style of counterpunching is different. Bud will take one to throw 2 or 3 back, and he can't do that against Canelo because of the size and power difference. If Bud takes a clean right hand to throw back an uppercut or a hook, he's either going to get dropped or he's going to end up on his bike like Jermell Charlo. So while I do agree Crawford does have the superior skill set in this fight, but because he doesn't have the size to push Canelo back or the defense of someone like Mayweather to stay perfect for 12 rounds on the outside, I do think Canelo's size and power will make the difference in this fight. And that's why I like Canelo to win.
While hype often focuses on rivalry, Terence Crawford has also expressed admiration for Canelo Alvarez's legacy. He respects Canelo as one of the last fighters from boxing's golden generation, someone who shared the stage with legends. For Crawford, this fight is more than belts or records. It's about testing himself against a man who carried the sport's torch. By framing it this way, Crawford gives a showdown a deeper storyline.
I called Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. The Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and the Kovalevs and Triple Gs, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights. So this is my mega fight. This is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight an all-time great like Canelo.
Sean Porter offers a different take, saying Canelo won't bring anything Crawford hasn't already seen. In his view, Crawford's fought every style: speedsters, knockout artists, slick counterpunchers, and bigger opponents. This adaptability, Porter argues, is what makes Crawford special. His comment reflects confidence that Crawford's versatile skill set can handle anything Canelo throws, even against a bigger and stronger opponent.
With Canelo Alvarez, Terence is not going to see anything that he hasn't seen before. No, he hasn't seen this beast on fight night, but he's seen versions of this beast for a very, very, very long time. People have said that he's a blown-up 147-pound fighter. If you remember, he said it was hard for him to make 147 when he fought Errol Spence Jr. I was like, how is that possible? I didn't realize he was really doing everything that's needed to gain the weight properly. Most fighters don't know how to gain weight and fit into a weight class properly. He's done that.
Antonio Tarver frames a matchup in terms of risk, warning that Canelo only needs one perfect punch to change everything. He notes that while Crawford may be busier and more technically sharp, Canelo's raw power is the ultimate equalizer. With decades of experience, Tarver reminds fans that one mistake against a puncher like Canelo could end the fight in seconds. For Crawford, that means flawless execution every moment of every round.
And Canelo only need one punch. You know what I mean? That really, basically, that's what it boils down to. I think Canelo only need one shot to change the game or change the fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out. He's gonna have to get ahead and stay ahead. You know what I mean? And then also looming is the controversy. Can Crawford win a close decision? I could never win a close decision. I never won a close decision. That's what's looming. I think if Crawford is going to guarantee victory, he got to stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He got to stop him, bro.
It's challenge.
So that's going to be the challenge. So I like Bud. I've always loved Bud, bro. But he in for a hell of a fight. If Saul show up, it's going to be problems. You heard me?
Andre Rozier highlights the importance of Canelo choosing Jaron Ennis for sparring, saying it proves how seriously Canelo takes Crawford's threat. For Rozier, bringing in such a high-caliber fighter shows respect for Crawford's skills. Canelo isn't underestimating him. Instead, he's building a camp to truly mimic Crawford's challenges. Rozier believes this mindset is why Canelo has stayed at the top so long, adapting, preparing, and pushing himself against the best. Fans can expect both fighters to enter the ring at their absolute peak.
Ready for Crawford?
I would think it would be because he's ambidextrous, as is Crawford, so it can do nothing but help him. And he has Yolanda Hernandez also helping, another fighter who is ambidextrous, so it helps. And we just want to see him do what he has to do, because this is a great fight.
Who were you initially taking? Is it Crawford, or who were you initially taking?
I think I'm always under the direction of the bigger, better man. And Canelo's the bigger guy in this fight. And Crawford is my guy. It's just two weight classes and everything else. It's going to be tough. But if anybody can bring some energy to this, it'll be Crawford.
Does Canelo bringing Boots into camp, does that lower Crawford's chances to you?
It doesn't help. I'll tell you that much. It's a very, very astute move to bring someone who switches from lefty to righty. Big, strong young man, very fast, capable punching power. It's going to be a help. It'll be a help for him.
Mike Perry acknowledges Terence Crawford's immense talent, but ultimately leans toward Canelo, citing the unstoppable force of Mexican pride and power. He emphasizes how much cultural identity Canelo brings into the ring, carrying the weight of a nation. Perry also touches on lighter moments, mentioning Crawford's exchange with Turki Aluli, which adds humor to the build-up. These details add flavor to the storyline, showing how every small moment becomes part of the bigger picture.
With the Mexican power, I think, I know Terence is tough, you know. He's an incredible fighter, but I'm going to go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turki's hand.
Not every analyst agrees that sparring with Jaron Ennis fully prepares Canelo for Crawford. Some argue Crawford's unique style cannot be duplicated. They point out that Terence has built a camp with some of boxing's best minds, giving him elite strategies from multiple sources. Their belief is that while Canelo sharpens himself against someone similar, Crawford is training with unmatched versatility. This contrast in preparation highlights the complexity of the fight. It's not just physical, it's strategic.
Jaron Boots Ennis don't talk about nobody. He stayed on himself. He stay in Philly. Yeah, we as supporters and them people as fans, I'm nobody's fan, feel that he may have ducked Virgil Ortiz or Virgil Ortiz ducked him. But hey, man, Jaron Boots Ennis don't even give off that type of energy to be out there and to be out there wilding. The man trying to fight Canelo. What's wrong with him getting work with Canelo, bro? That's priceless work. That is sparring. Terence Bud Crawford, the man got Andre Ward. Terence Bud Crawford, the man got Shakur Stevenson. Terence Bud Crawford, the man got Lester Martinez. The man got mad people up there in camp, bro. Mad people in camp. Let that man Canelo get his sparring partners. Y'all got to be up over there scared. Y'all got to be up over there musty. To culture by wearing a Gucci belt. He sold out to culture by wearing a Louis Vuitton belt. We got to stop, bro. We got to stop. Niggas pick and choose when they want to be Malcolm X. Niggas pick and choose when they want to be Huey P. Newton. Niggas be straight up there, up in a white club, looking for the girl with no rhythm. Yeah, her right there. She don't dance good enough. I think I get stopped, bro. Y'all got to stop, bro.
That's it for today's breakdown. Stay tuned, because this historic showdown is only getting closer.